Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Basswood Carving channel. My name's Ron, and this is my channel. We're talking carving tonight. So, yeah, I wanted to come on and try out this StreamYard. As you can see, I got a little StreamYard logo up there in the corner because I'm using the free version. So, I wanted to give it a little test and see how things are going with the StreamYard, and probably go slow for a few and just let some people get in, let some people see that I'm on. I'm trying to get, I'm new to this live streaming thing, so trying to work out the bugs and try different things and see how it looks. And you know, for me personally, I'm not an on-camera guy, but seems like you know, the live streams are effective once people start, catching on to when you're doing it. It's tough to get a time when everybody can watch. I was doing it on Mondays, and I missed a few Mondays just because we had a lot of things going on here around the house. And but I'd like to try to get back to a regular live viewer thing, just so I can meet my subscribers, meet some new people, and hopefully they can get in on the carving with us. Um, so yeah, the StreamYard, it's kind of new, um, to me anyway, and it's a broadcasting software that runs into, so I can eventually I can do multiple avenues, so I can put it on Facebook and stream live on YouTube at the same time. But couldn't figure out the Facebook thing. It's going to take a little more practice or a little more research on my part just to figure out what I'm doing to get it to connect to Facebook and do the Facebook thing at the same time. But yeah, so I know we only see a couple people in here right now, but that's cool. If anything, this will all be recorded on YouTube. So, if you didn't make it, that's fine. I'll try to do a schedule and put more information up about when I'm going to do them. But just thought it'd be a good opportunity to get the community together. Our carving clubs, if you're in a carving club, we start back up. At least mine did. So I'm anxious. I went back to one last Monday. I had to miss yesterday, but one of them. But I go to two different carving clubs. I go to River Valley Wood Carvers, and then I attend the East Fork Wood Carving Club. And I was a couple things I put up in the community on the polls was to try to figure out, kind of get an idea of how many of my subscribers really actually belong to carving clubs. And I was really surprised that, out of the people that did follow the community polls and filled them out, that 54% of them said that there was no carving clubs near them, which is, it's not surprising. It's not a big thing. I mean, I travel at least 40 to 45 minutes one way to get to one of my clubs, and the other one's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes away. So I'm fortunate to have two clubs around me. And I also have my wood carving teacher. He does a class up here in my local town. So, I'm fortunate to have them places to get to go to my community, my carving community around here. So, I'm sorry that you guys that don't have carving clubs around you, that sucks. But yeah. Um, but I was kind of working out some ideas, and I was thinking that maybe we can create our own carving club here on YouTube, and or through Patreon, where we can have a club for the people that don't have a carving club around them, and maybe we can do some kind of online club. And that was one of the reasons for me testing out StreamYard, was because if I do the paid version, which has a monthly cost to it, I can actually have 10 people in a screen at the same time, so at least 10 of us can be in there, and then I can rotate people in and out too. So I mean, really, the carving clubs are, for what we do, we just kind of sit around and shoot the bull and carve away on our projects. But this is kind of a way for me to reach out to my community on the Basswood Carving channel, that we can possibly put a club together somehow, figure some things out. So if you're interested in that, shoot me an email, or make a comment in the comment of this video that you're interested. and I can set up a little Patreon where, maybe just a little little monthly fee, would help cover the cost of what it would cost to actually do a club. So yeah, Stan Pratt says, you're lucky to have a club. Mine closed 7 years ago. I drive 45 miles also. Yeah, I know. I am very lucky, and um, very lucky. And it was just crazy when I got into carving that I found these carving clubs, and it was just by accident, really. I visited a carving show, actually, um, that was over in the Kentucky area, in the northern Kentucky area, because I'm in Ohio. Um, and I actually visited a carving show, and I just asking around and looking at people's carvings and stuff. And I said, man, I'd really like to find a carving club that's close to me. And one of the guys in there was like, well, we got a carving club over here. And then they said, well, where do you live? And I told them where I lived. And then they said, well, go over there and talk to Bob. I think he teaches classes out there by you. So I was like, really? That's kind of interesting. So I went over and I started chatting with the man Bob, and he says, yeah, I got a class out there in your area. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I ended up going up there and joining his classes. And then he kind of got me into the clubs. He's like, hey, we got a club. We got actually 2 clubs I'm a part of. He says, you're welcome to come visit us and stuff. And, I was kind of nervous because I never carved and didn't know much about carving or anything. But I was just surprised at the camaraderie you get when you walk into a carving club. It's just amazing because there's guys that's been carving in there. I mean, I've only been carving. This is going on my 3rd year, and I still feel like a newbie. I still know I got a lot to learn, but when you get around those kind of people, wow, it's amazing that the things you can learn and just sitting around shooting the bull. And it's just a really good community of people. And then, of course, the virus, put a kibosh on all that, and we all had to not go to our carving clubs, and that kind of influenced me to get started doing the basswood carving channel, because I knew a lot of people were out there was not getting to go to their clubs and stuff. But anyway, I would, if you like that idea, maybe you'd like to be a part of it, we could figure something out. Definitely put a comment in there, and maybe I'll do another video once I figure out. I'm just trying to figure out some of the bugs and some of the things that we could do to actually have a little community and carve together and actually see each other and be with each other. And so, that was just something that shot into my mind. And that's kind of why I put that up in the community. If you haven't been to the community, go down to my to the YouTube channel. And I believe, let's see, if you go to, let me bring up a full screen view here for a minute. If you go down to the Basswood Carving channel, there's a community tab right here. So if you click on that community tab, you'll see in there that I did a poll of different things, which is kind of the point of my video today too, was just to be, and here you can see, do you currently belong to a carving club? Well, 20%, actually only 15 people voted, but I'm sure a lot of people didn't find this yet. But 20% of the 15 people said yes, they had a club. 27% said no, and 53% said there was no clubs in their area. So I know, yeah, that there's not, there's not a lot of clubs out there. And yeah, like I said, I'm lucky to have what I have around me. And then actually we have a fellow that joined our club that I think he drives like an hour, almost to an hour and a half, just to come to our club. So it's crazy that there's not the clubs out there that, it's just, carving is it's not a real big thing, but the ones that have been in the community or have been there for a long time, it's something you can spend a long time in once you get signed up and once you join up with them. And really, it's kind of crazy because when I went to my first meeting and I was like, well, how much does it cost to be a member in this club? And I was expecting, a couple $100 or something just to join the club or whatever. And the guy was like, oh, it's $12 a year. And If your family, if any of your family gets in, it's only $18. And I was like, what? $12 for the whole year? I mean, wow, that's not bad at all, you know. And I was like, pull out some cash and said, sign me up. So yeah, both of my clubs, they only charge $12 for a year. I'm sure some other clubs, it just depends. I mean, we're in a church, and the church lets us use the building, so I'm sure they pay something out of the money. And then we have a carving show every year, which we raise some money at by selling carvings and just doing things. So, you know, I'm sure, I'm sure there's a carving club around somewhere. You just have to find it, and it just depends on how far you want to drive to it. Stan says there's a roundup near Piqua, Ohio, starting tomorrow. Buckeye Roundup run by Jim Foster, 10 instructors. I heard about that. I heard about that. Um, so yeah, there's another one that's usually goes on down in Tennessee too, as well. It's called the Woodcarvers Renegade Roundup is another good one, and I was going to try to possibly get involved in that. Just, depends. I know that one fills up fast, and there's a lot of good instructors down there. They're really cool. I've been to a couple different seminars just put on by our club, and I've learned so much at the little seminars when you can sit there and just carve with good carvers in a teaching atmosphere. Um, and I'm working to bring my instructor on. He's got a lot of things going on, and I've been working on bringing him in actually right before the COVID situation. And he's assured me, I just talked to him in the last meeting, and he's assured me he's going to come on and do some videos for us. He does the little shelf elves. I'm sure you've seen a video. If you watched my videos, there's a shelf elf video, and that was a seminar that I did with Bob that I didn't really know much about recording and as far as doing it and everything, and it was kind of crappy. And I told him, I says, man, that's one of my most watched videos of people, and I didn't even really do a good job at it. That was my first video I put up, and I wasn't even happy with especially if I go back and watch it now. So I told him, I said, I got to get you in, and we got to do some of your shelf elves. So he's assured me that he's going to come in, and we're going to film some videos together of all his different shelf elves. They are so cool. As a matter of fact, when he was at the carving club, he was carving on 4 different ones. And I said, my people would just love that, love to be able to see how you carve those and teach us how to carve those, because he does so many different faces. And they're just a little block of wood. If you go look at my video, it's just a little block of wood with a little lip on it that sits on a shelf. And they're just so cool. And he does so many different ones. If you watch the video, you can see all the different styles of them that he does. He does little tiny ones. He does big ones. He does real long beards. They're really cool. Marshall wanted to know what the fees were for. Well, the fees is usually to just pay mostly for the cost of putting on the club. I'm sure that they give the church some money, and I know my other club is in a community center. And there's costs involved, even though I'm assuming it's a non-profit, type of thing. So I'm sure they have to file taxes and do all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. They wanted me to be every year. They get a new president, new vice president, and all that, and they wanted me to. One year wanted me to be the president, and I said, I just can't take that on. I've got too much going on. I said, but I will do your websites. Because that's what I do for a living, and is graphic design and websites and marketing and stuff, material stuff. So that's kind of my forte. But I'm not really sure what they use all the fees for. Don't ask. And I know they have a secretary report every other meeting is a business meeting. So there's like an hour we talk about, probably less than an hour that we talk about the club, the business, what's going on, reading minutes from the last meeting, stuff like that, just to catch everybody up. But it's just, just part of being a club is just really, really cool. And the carving, especially in the carving community, because everybody's really, really glad to share their advice with you. That's what I can say. And there's just so many different good carvers. And even if you get a chance to go somewhere to like one of the roundups, like Stan put up, those are so cool because those are for like 3 or 4 days, I think. Sometimes they're for a weekend. I know the Renegade wood carving roundup. Um, that's put on by Steve Brown, I believe. And if you do a search on that, Renegade wood carving roundup, you'll find that one. That one's they're usually a couple $100, but that's like 4 or 5 days of carving, you know. And you really get to sit with top notch guys that's been doing it for years and creating some really amazing stuff. Um, and if I was to do a little club on here online, I would try to bring in some carvers, and at different times and have them get involved with us. A lot of guys at my club said they would be happy to get involved, with doing some of the video stuff. So we definitely can put that together, and I would use fees to pay their gas money to come here to the studio and just for their time and things like that. And then like paying for the stream yard so we could all get into some sort of a chat thing with, 6 to 10 people. And then we can put the videos up on YouTube and Patreon so you could see them and that. But yeah, so let me know if you're interested in something like that. We could figure something out together, I'm sure, as a group. And even if you're new to carving, just learning little things from somebody, watching somebody else do it is really cool. But today I wanted to talk about a couple things. Number one, I have 2 really good friends in the carving community now that are on YouTube. One of them is QS Outdoors. So if you haven't checked him out, I want you to go check out his channel. He does, let me get my screen up here and see if I can get screen and me. Here we go. Okay. See, that's why I like about this StreamYard, because I can switch around and do different things, put different things up on the screen for you guys. But QS Outdoors, if I want to say, I hope you don't get mad at me for this, but I think he's from Sweden. I believe Sweden. I hope I didn't mess that up. He'll let me know, I'm sure, in the comments. He's on a different time zone, and he always says, I'd love to be involved in your lives, but I'm usually sleeping when you do it. So I know he's over in Europe somewhere. But anyway, his little Vikings here that he does are just really cool. And I don't know if you guys have seen his channel or checked him out, but do a search for him, find him. It's QS Outdoors. Okay. He's a small channel. He just got started a little bit after I did. He's got 536 subscribers. So go check out his channel. It's really cool. He does these little Viking guys. They're really fun little carves. So check them out and give him a subscribe, give him a like, and tell him the Basswood Carving channel Ron sent you over there, because I'm sure you'll like his stuff. He's a good upcoming carver. My other friend, let's see, go to his channel, is Jeff at Jeffro Carves. And if you haven't joined up with Jeffro Carves, give Jeff a like. He's at 900 subscribers. And I want to help him get to 1,000. So he can get to 1,000. He can get his community tab, and he can get all the benefits that you get when you get 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to Jeff, we chat back and forth through email and stuff. And I'm going to bring him on, see if I can get him on one of my lives. We talked about doing some collabs together. He just had a new grandbaby, I believe. So he's got his hands full right now, but he did assure me that he wanted to do some collabs with me. So we might do something through the StreamYard thing where we can bring each other up on the screen. But if you haven't checked out Jeffro Carves, go check that out. He's got 900 subscribers. I want to get him to 1,000. My subscribers are growing every day, and I want, for you guys to give him a hand and go over there and get him up to 1,000 subscribers. He's a really good guy, soft-spoken guy, and he just carved some cool stuff. He just did a little Pinocchio, and it's cool. It's a cool little Pinocchio. It's a good little carve. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Jeffro Carves. Um, and then if you guys were part of my last video, watched any of my last video, you know that I've started a new channel, another channel, and this one is strictly for my lure painting. My family, we started a small family operation, a little bait making business. I mean, we all love to fish. We love to go out on the boat. We love to fish, catfish, bass, crappie, bluegills, everything we love to. And we've always kind of had a wanted to always kind of do a little side hustle, and just for the enjoyment of it is, making lures and doing fishing stuff. Um, so we started a business about 6 months ago, and it's called Krusty Cranks. We all came up with the name. We thought that was kind of cool. We had got a logo made and everything. But on the Krusty Cranks channel now, I'm only going to be painting baits. I'm not going to be doing any wood carved baits. So I'm going to do the wood carved baits on the Bass Wood Carving channel. And just like the one I did, and that's not going to be the only thing. I'm just going to put a playlist in there. So when I do a wood carved bait, it'll be under the playlist. So if that's not your thing and you're not into it, we're still going to do a lot of other stuff. So don't get discouraged and don't unsubscribe from me just because you're like, I don't want to carve baits. But if you like watching me paint baits, this is a really fun hobby. I actually started just learning how to paint. I was going to paint my wood carvings. I thought, man, I like to be able to airbrush some of my wood carvings, but I quickly found out that that wasn't an easy thing to do because of like my cowboys and things like that. It's just, you can't, I guess you could if I did a lot of practice, but I started watching some guys paint baits and I thought, man, that's pretty cool. If I could carve baits and paint them, that would be cool. So I really got into practice. Bought a bunch of lures, a bunch of blank unpainted lures, and I've been painting them. And I put them out there and let some people see them on Facebook and stuff. And right away, people was like, "How can I buy some of your lures? How can I buy some of your lures?" So I thought, well, I'll make up a little store and I'll put them up. Um, we're not trying to be Berkeley or Rapala or any of those companies, but it's just something that we like to do. It's when you can paint your own baits or carve your own wood baits and go out and actually catch fish with them. That's kind of cool, I think, anyway. So check out my other channel if you like that kind of thing. I'm going to start putting up a bunch of different bait paintings that I'm doing. It's just kind of a fun hobby that I got into. So anyway, um, also, if you don't know about the Basswood Carving channel, I also have a website where I put up some things about the different videos that I do and stuff like that. And a lot of times there's links, for different type of pretty much a walkthrough. I try to make up a walkthrough. Now I'm a little behind. I got to get that all caught up. But if you didn't know about it, you can go over there and check it out. That's the basswoodcarving.com channel. I actually started the website before I actually started the YouTube. And I thought, well, I'm going to tie the two together. So over there, I put up the patterns. People always ask me, where can I get the pattern? Where can I get the pattern? Right here is where you can get it. I usually always, if I can give the pattern away, if I can put that pattern up, as long as it doesn't have a copyright on it, I'll put it up on here. Or if I get permission to put it up and give credits, I'll put it up on here. So in the future, if you're looking for a pattern, look here or look in the description. So that's where I put the patterns. I was also going to make up some clubs pages for people could find clubs. Sometimes they're not just out on the internet. I mean, a lot of these wood carving clubs, they don't have websites, so it's hard to find them. But I'm going to do some research and I'm going to put up some pages of clubs in different areas and stuff where you might be able to find a club. Because the wood carving community knows people in the other wood carving communities. So a lot of times that's how you can find out about them. So go check out the Basswood Carving website if if you haven't checked that out already. And if you're new and you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please give us a subscribe. We got a lot of good things going on. And like I said, we're going to put together a nice little community where everybody can learn learn carving, enjoy everybody's carvings. I get pictures of stuff that people have carved of my videos, and that is so cool to see somebody carve one of my projects and then send me a picture of it, like, hey, this don't look as good as yours or whatever, but you know what, you made the effort, and you made the effort to send it to me. That to me just gets me all excited. It's like, wow, somebody actually watched my video, carved my project, and sent me a picture of it. So that's really cool, and that just encourages me to get more stuff out there for you guys. And I love carving, and I love making the videos, but the hardest part is getting together the projects. So um, that's one of the reasons why I put up the community tab. Once I got 1,000 subscribers, they gave me access to a community where I could do polls and pictures and things like that. So I thought the first thing I need to do is find out from my subscribers what they like. What do you guys like to see? Um, I was surprised. A lot of people say they like to see the painting being done. Um, I was really surprised about that. Like 91% of the people want to see the painting. And when you go back and look at the ones where I just did the painting videos separately, they have the lowest numbers of views. So I didn't think people really enjoyed watching the painting, but we go back, and from now on, we're going to try to record the paintings too, since 91% of the people that voted actually want to see the paintings. So um, didn't think it was that big of a deal. So, but I did want to do the live talk about a couple things as far as tools go. I got an email from a lady, and she said she wanted to get involved and get some more carving tools, but she was unsure of what tools to buy, and didn't have a ton of money to spend. And I was like, hey, I can relate to that. I was kind of the same thing. And us carvers, if you know carvers, they have a lot of tools. And even the tools that I have, I don't even consider I have a lot of tools compared to a bunch of other carvers. When I go to the carving clubs, these guys got big old toolboxes full of tools. And I mean, my instructor, he carries 2 things around full of tools and stuff. And we all have our tools, and we all have our favorite tools that we use and that we don't use. So I thought, I'm going to share something for this lady. And I don't know if she's on. I don't think she's on. She hasn't popped in that I can see. So Joan, if you're out there, this one's for you. Okay. Here's one of the things I can suggest. I'm a flex cut guy. I like the flex cut tools, but I like flex cut tools because they're not real expensive. So this little tool roll that I got right here, I'm going to try to hold it up. This little tool roll right here, my wife got me back when I first started carving. And this is probably one of my most used sets of tools. Okay. So this is a good little set. It's got U gouges, it's got sweeps, it's got a V gouge, it's got, a bunch of different little tools in here, and it's got a handle, and you just pop the handle in there, pop it in the handle, and I can switch back and forth to all these different tools. And I looked at try to find this. I think we actually got this at the woodcraft store. So check out your local woodcraft store if you have one in your area, and see if they have one of these. But it rolls up. It rolls up into a little pouch, but I don't roll mine up. I just keep it flat. It's got a little tie on it. But that brings me to what I wanted to talk to you about, is that you can find these tools. Now, here's another one. I love these little gouges. There's little micro tools. You see me use these a lot. And you can get different sets of them here on Amazon. Now, they're not real expensive. Like this little 4 tool set right here is like $48, $49, $50, but you get 4 tools in there. And this one has, I'm not sure. There's a bunch of sets in here. So if you go to Flex Cut, I just typed in wood carving tool set, and these all pop up. These micro tools. Here's the set I have. It's mixed profiles, I believe. It's got a V, it's got a 45 degree, it's got a U, it's got a sweep, it's got a skew, and it's got a little chisel. Something like that is perfect for if you're just getting started and you don't want to spend a lot of money. Um, I For all the little carvings I do a lot of little, cowboys and things like that. These little tools are probably the most used tools that I use in my arsenal. Um, and that's the funny thing. You see these wood carvers at the club and stuff. They all got boxes of tools, but most of them only use a couple of them. And it just depends on what you want. Marcia says I saved for over a year to buy tools. I bought 3 sets from a relatively new company. It was a huge mistake. Yes, you got to watch out. A lot of there, I'm gonna say I bought a set too. I went over to when I first started. I went over to the what is it, the craft store, and bought a set of little gouges and stuff, and it was just little Chinese made tools, and they were a piece of junk. I couldn't sharpen them. They were. I took them to class, and my teacher was like, "You can throw them things in the garbage." I was like, "Throw them in the garbage," but I only paid like $20 for them. Buy these little sets. Flex Cut is a good brand name. Um, you bought the large set from Flex Cut 15 years ago. I should have stayed with the brand. Exactly. And a lot of guys, they like the real expensive carving tools and stuff. But to me, I mean, for affordability, you can get Flex Cut makes nice tools. Um, and if it has a good metal in it, you can keep it sharp. You can sharpen it. And I don't have any problem sharpening the Flex Cut stuff. So if you want to get affordable tools, don't have a lot of money to spend, I say go with the different Flex Cut sets. And depending on the types of carvings, you don't need big old chisels. You need these little palm sets and these little micro chisels and things like that. You can do some really cool detail work with these little micro tools. Um, and the larger sets, once you start going up in sets, they get a little more expensive. But if you just bought one of these you little sets to get started, you won't be disappointed, and you'll end up buying more. I think anyway. Another brand that's really good. It's a little more higher end, I would say, is the Stubai tools. And there's a website called whittlingShack.com, and I bought the let's see which set I bought. Not the basic palm set. I got the here it is, the caricature palm set, 8-piece Marv set. It's called. Um, and this one has, if you're doing the cowboys and things like that, it has all the tools in there, all the tools that you can want to ask for if you're doing it. It's got some nice little tools. These are, I believe, Austria, made in Austria, high quality steel. These stay sharp all the time. I don't think, as long as I take care of these, I should never have to buy another set again. Of course, you know, I'm eyeballing the 12-piece set, and then they even have a more expensive set that's like $700. That's got every one of them in there that a person could want. There it is, $699 for a 24-piece set. But you can't go wrong. But if you're looking for affordable, my suggestion is start off with the Flex Cut. And as far as knives go to a carving show. If you go to a carving show, you can usually find a good deal on some good knives. I know everybody's like Helvy, but Helvy knives are hard to get right now. I know for a while we was having trouble, and we were seeing Helvy knives on eBay for like $125 for a Helvy knife. I'm sorry, but I'm probably not going to pay $125 for a carving knife. I paid $35 for my Lion's knives, and I actually did some trade-off work with my instructor Bob for a couple other Lions knives, and I just love them knives. That and my flex cuts are probably the most used. So hope that helps you out a little bit, Joan. I know you were looking for an affordable sets, but go with the flex cut. I don't think you can go wrong with flex cut tools. Um, I'm sure there'll be people out there that want to say different, but it is what you want, what you can afford, and what if I can get more tools and they're good quality tools, I would rather go with the more quality tool. But obviously, if I want to get started and don't want to spend a fortune, these little micro tools and the flex cut knives, the detail knife, and the little 3-knife set. There's a 3-knife set on Amazon that's a really good set. You can't go wrong. They're really good tools. So flex cut, give them a try if you're looking for some tools. That you can go to Flex Cut's website. You can see all the different ones. The bigger sets obviously are more expensive. These all have handles with each one. But I say if you can find this one, like this is a good little set. I think I might have paid like $69-$70 for this. And I could buy handles if I wanted to buy handles, but this is so convenient for me just to grab my knife, tools, and start. If I need a U gouge, if I need a carving V gouge, or if I need a skew or something, I got them right here. And like I said, they stay extremely sharp if you take care of them and don't drop them or anything. So okay, so I hope everybody's getting back to normal. Things are getting back to normal for everybody. I hope everybody will want to get involved with our carving community. And I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to jump on and try out this StreamYard and see how it works. I did a couple lives. I'm still working on the horse. Somebody emailed me, say, "Hey, you ever going to finish the horse?" I am going to finish the horse. That's going to be definitely a video in parts, and I'll do my best to get back onto it and get the horse done. I want to get it done myself, but I got like 3 other cowboys that I've been working on, and I got to finish some stuff up, and things have been a little crazy, but just wanted to come on for a little bit, touch base with everybody, see what's going on, find out if you're interested in becoming a part of our little carving community club. And I'll put up more details about that soon. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate you clicking on and joining us. And if you didn't get with us live, I'm going to try to do more lives and see. Let me know if Tuesday at 8 works out good for you. If not, put a time in there, and I'll see what everybody is doing. What the majority of the people like to see. I know I have viewers from all over the world. Actually, it's amazing. I got people from all over, and it's just crazy. And there's no way I can match everybody's time style, time zone. But anyway, this will be recorded. It'll be put on YouTube. So if you missed it, I'm sorry. But I really like the interaction, and hopefully you guys will be back to my next ones, and we'll have another video coming up soon. And I just want to say, everybody stay healthy, stay safe. God bless you and your family, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.